Employers are becoming increasingly frustrated with candidates using AI in their job interviews. And I shared as of recently how Google added warnings on their careers website against this AI rewarded answers trend. Now, just the other day, I had a client who shared an email exchange with NVIDIA, and at some point, that email stated in bold that the use of unapproved outside tools such as ChatGPT during the interview will result in the disqualification of candidacy. Okay, so I want you to understand how exceptional this is, because in the 7 years or so I've been tracking this closely, it never happened for one of these large tech companies to be so upfront with candidates. So I want you to understand why they present you with this warning, because it's not necessarily because they want to help you for your job interview to increase your chances to pass it, but rather an acknowledgement of how biased candidates have become towards the use of AI in everything. And trust me when I tell you, they would never put these warnings unless they found out that perfectly qualified candidates failed their job interviews because they trended towards the AI logic. I mean, preparing your whole interview with AI and basically losing your ability to think on your feet and your critical thinking skills, right? Probably more interesting for you, how do they catch if you use AI in job interviews? Well, for someone like me who's interviewing people as an interview coach, I can tell you it takes me maximum 1 minute to determine if an answer was AI rewarded, right? The most common example is when people read their answers, their AI rewarded answers. Well, the first trigger is reading, isn't it? As if you say it, speak it naturally. And then later on, you'll also figure out that there are some templates that AI is almost always using to answer, especially behavioral interview questions, right? But let's say, maybe you've been a little bit more creative here. Maybe you use some analyzers to make it harder for someone to determine that it's an AI rewarded answer. You'll be surprised how easy it is for software to predict the probability of an AI rewarded answer, right? I also have this as a feature on my website, but it's not a big deal for someone to keep a transcript or even to have an analyzer in real time to predict if what someone is saying is rewarded using AI. Also, AI rewarded answers will sound very different to human language, okay, to your language, so to speak. So what happens in a job interview, most candidates assume that all their answers will be AI rewarded, when in reality they would give 1 or 2 AI rewarded answers and the rest will be their own answers. And the contrast between the AI reward and your true answer will be so great that it's only natural that your interviewer will become suspicious about these things, right? So what is my suggestion for you? Well, my suggestion for you is quite simple. If you think that AI will greatly benefit you for a job interview, then I invite you to prepare, a number of stories, so to speak, with AI to have the best possible story bank, and then to role play, to speak your answers out loud, ideally in a coaching session with someone to challenge you around your stories. And in my experience, it doesn't take long for people to realize, that AI is basically only improving your way of speaking, not your ability to think on your feet in job interviews. And in my experience, this has people who use AI for job interviews don't really pass them, right? I'm telling this from a position of coaching, positions such as AI scientists. AI scientists who pass job interviews don't use AI to prepare them. Or other people, working at these companies, NVIDIA and Google, again, they never use AI to pass these interviews. So long story short, you should seriously consider, role-playing your answers in a live setting if you believe that AI or if you use AI to prepare your job interviews, because you'll be surprised how your answers sound, and who knows, maybe you'll find a method to improve your communication style using AI, which will provide superior results also in a role play session. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for watching.